good afternoon to everyone. This is Dr. Nishant Sharma again from Voice of Healthcare. Today I have a very special guest with us, a multifaceted professional with over 35 years, a double doctorate, and a very pioneering professional in aromatherapy, Dr. Blossom Kochhar. Going by her lot of designations, I'd like to introduce her as the chairperson of Blossom Kochhar Group of Companies. I welcome you, ma'am. Thank you for joining us and sparing your time in educating us as well as our audience. A few words of introduction, please.
Thank you, Nishant. It's wonderful to be here. And I am Dr. Blossom Kochhar, of course, as you all know, and I am the chairperson of the Blossom Kochhar Group of Companies. And the Blossom Kochhar Group of Companies consists of product. Also, we have schools and academies for skilling. Hair, makeup, beauty, it's around the same genre that we have, and also salons and green salons, because we believe a lot in, or I believe a lot in sustainability. So that is
Right.
one of them. So this is what the whole thing comprises of. Apart from that, of course, there are also a lot of other things like this. Since I'm into skilling, I'm there as the chairperson of the Beauty and Wellness Sector Skill Council. And of course, since I love to empower women and children, so then in PhD, the Women, Child and Women and Child Entrepreneur, the committee, and of course, as a chairman again, the Wellness Committee. So it just goes with the whole thing. So I just do everything that goes with it. That's all.
Right. I mean, it's lovely to interact with someone whom we can talk about for straight for a couple of hours to understand your accomplishments. So it's really lovely. I appreciate that you're spending time with, and so to interview with such an accomplished leader such as yourself, the questions need to be diverse and thoughtful too, so that we can touch your various areas of expertise and experiences. I hope you are ready to face the questions, and we can start as you want, right?
Yeah, you can start right away. No problem.
So to start with, I mean, we understand that you started with aromatherapy more than 3 decades ago. I'd like to understand what inspired you to become a pioneering aromatherapist in India. I mean, and how has your journey since the starting? Yeah.
Okay, that's a wonderful question and very interesting. And in fact, that's my favorite topic because I love to talk about it. Now,
Right.
I started like in beauty, where I always believe that beauty has to be very holistic, like you have to have it as a body, mind, spirit, and emotion kind of a thing. So when I started in this line, what was there was that we just had, there was only a Pond's cream and a Charmer's cream and other things for the facials and for people to just use and look good. So that was not really something that could, reach them and do. It was just external. And even now, a lot of the products are just external, and that's not going to make you beautiful. You need something. You needed something that would take away your worry, your tension, your stress. You needed something that would make you feel, good, and then definitely your pictures look good. And that is how I went into aromatherapy, because aromatherapy, and of course, now aromatherapy I came across aromatherapy and went into it when I was in Wellington. My husband was posted there in Staff College, and that's where I started this little salon and the experiment. And I met this Ved. And so the aromatherapy is very much part of Ayurveda. So
Okay.
it's the Rasayana Tantra, the Veda of, rejuvenation. So I
Okay.
started with, and we use the pure essential oils of those plants. And when you smell them, like eucalyptus, when you smell eucalyptus, it clears your head. It helps you,
Right.
to get rid of your cold, your sinus. You use lavender. Now lavender, and again, it is available in the Nilgiris. Lavender again was something that could calm you down, make you feel good. Lemon verbena was another one that if you're very stressed and very scared and you got an exam, it used to make you feel better, or you have the stress. So like that week I came across a lot, and I used to use these oils and creams which I used to make personally for my clients. And I found, and they found, that it not only helped their skin but also helped their mind and helped them
Mm.
to feel good. So that is how I went into aromatherapy and started it. And of course, now aromatherapy can be used, like I've said always, and I always say, in three ways. One is it's
Mhm.
used for the mind. The like if a stress, tension, when you're too hyper, any of those things, feeling a little bit low and depressed, it helps your mind. The other,
Okay.
of course, is beauty, which I went into. It helps all the lines and wrinkles, because these essential oils are antiseptic, antibacterial, they're rejuvenating. So that is again. And the other third way is it's used for any stress related ailments. For example, if you have any aches and pains, these
Mm.
oils really work. You can use it for just taking away anything that a doctor can't do. Like, instead of taking a medicine, you just apply it on the top. So it works in these three ways. But I went the beauty way, because the
Mhm.
beauty way was something I really liked, because it was making them feel good, look good, instead of
Right.
going into the other ways that I went into.
Right. So I think it has been a quite a passionate start and a passionate journey from what I understand has your been. So with over 35 years of practicing and teaching aromatherapy, what do you feel have been the most significant changes or developments or advancements in that you've witnessed in the field?
Now, in aroma, like beauty, in the beauty field and in aromatherapy, there has been a lot of education, because one thing, smell is something that, it's one of the senses, like
Right.
your vision, your this and that. But we only take in 2% of our smell when the smell, but those 2% go into your subliminal. So it really helps the person to, go back in memory. It helps it gets
Hmm.
if they just say they see great food and they've already had a meal, but everything will start, or salviating, because it works on, your whole system. So that was one of the studies. The other is smell is for memory.
Hmm.
Like, we've done a lot of tests with that. Like, you will know, if you get, just say you get a lovely smell of maybe coffee which your grandmother used to make, or maybe it was jasmine with something, and you will find, or anything, the seaside, you go back, you will find, you'll smell it, but you will go back in memory to that area, to
Right.
that time, that thing, and you'll remember everything. So there again, there's a lot of studies going on about
Hmm.
how it can help memory. And I must tell you this little story, which was really fantastic. Like, we had a student for hair, and he couldn't hear. Okay, and so we had to teach him how to cut and how to deal with clients. So you know what we used? We used perfume. Essential oils. So when we wanted a straight cut, we will put lemon. So when he smelt lemon, he know the clients today, I have to give them a straight cut. When we wanted them to use, something that was a little more layered and thing, we would use lang lang. So those things went into his memory, and he also entered into an international competition, and he came third, which was something
Right.
we were shocked all over the world. But this was all when we associated with the memory going into a certain thing, to the sense of
Right.
smell. So
Right.
that's
I
what
think
we.
there is obviously a medical relationship between the olfactory reception and the neural memories that we create. So very rightfully said, a smell of coffee, a perfume of a long lost a friend. Those are the kind of things that take you back to memories, and it's just a matter of 1 second of that aroma that gets inside your
Yeah,
nose. Right.
yeah, that is so true. And the other thing I always tell people is, and it's a very interesting thing, is, when you're getting married, and you're giving a perfume, so they say they're giving a perfume to the man. Never give your father's perfume, okay? That doesn't work. And never give your mother's perfume to the woman, because again, it doesn't work. So because of this memory thing, and somehow
Very
people get, and they keep on giving. Oh, my father likes this, so we will like this, and my mother likes this, so we will like this. So that's the thing.
Right. So I think that's a factual check for all our audience
Yeah.
from Kochhar. Yeah. So moving on, as someone with a double doctorate in aromatherapy, could you share some insights and challenges that the today's academic pursuits are facing?
Yeah, insights and challenges that we face during this.
Yeah.
Now, one thing, of course, is when I was setting up this factory,
Hmm.
when I was doing it, since I'm using I was not using normal chemical perfumes. We were using pure essential oils as the perfumes, and as we all know, these perfumes, these oils, they are made up also of the chemicals, natural chemicals.
Right.
These extract them, they have these chemicals that are there in them. So what happened, what we found out, it was really wonderful study, is when you used it with any petroleum product, it
Hmm.
could not penetrate the very fine molecule. The oils could not go into the skin. The other thing was, so we had to, no petroleum product had to be used. The other thing is, when we use certain chemicals with them, they would get curdled. The whole product would get curdled, and we had to throw it out. So
Hmm.
that's how we know. It has to be absolutely, the vegetable oils have to be vegetable oils, and we had to make the vegetable waxes, and all that had to go. We had to be very careful. We couldn't use these chemicals, which was really, that was something that it was a challenge, because we lost. So we had to keep throwing out the thing. The other, of course, is when we went into licensing, we found that there was no aromatherapy at all. It was either herbal, or you were going into Ayurveda. And though this was part of Ayurveda, it wasn't. So we had a lot of, discussions, and we had to show them things where it did come across that we could use 3 oils and, 3 essences like they normally do for these things. So that was another one. And the third and the biggest one was marketing it, because the marketing, people did not understand aromatherapy, though this is a very ancient form. Like jasmine is used in the hair all over. And when we use jasmine, jasmine gives you confidence. We had the thing that, what did it do with it? It gives you confidence. The smell of jasmine gives you confidence, and that. But it was just like a folklore. And it was not only that we faced it here, I think it was faced all over the world. And so those were the things that happened. And it took a long time for us to, go through. But I was very happy that I went through the beauty line, because it just made people look beautiful. And I didn't have all the other this that I had to do. And what really helped me long ago was when I went and gave a talk in America to the Indian Doctors Association there. And
Okay.
that was really fantastic, where we had to, and where they had also after that started trying out tea tree instead of phenol, for certain things, simple things like the smell, and it all worked through the sense of smell. We never gave them anything that, because one thing is, in Medicaid, this is just a complementary form. This is just to make you feel good. The other is to make you healthy, and to take away the thing. This helps you to feel good. So to feel good, you just, like, you can put it in your, when the people come into your waiting room, you can have lavenders over there, or a neroli, that is orange blossom, which helps to just calm the person down. They
Right.
don't feel that kind of a thing. And then you have tea tree, where you're using it instead of maybe that phenol smell. So gave them these sort of things, which really helped a great deal to get the aromatherapy going.
Like a personal experience here, my wife uses a lot of tea tree oil on her skin quite regularly. So I am also used to the smell of tea tree oil
Yeah.
every time that I'm at my house. So
Yes.
I think building on whatever you said, I'm sure that I think aromatherapy was a very niche market, and your R&D and your marketing and your resilience in particularly trying to take it to the next level is what has brought everything together.
Yeah, because I'm really passionate about it, because
Mhm.
I feel, and especially now after this COVID, I feel this is a real way of life. Instead of using synthetic, room
Mm.
freshener and this, and use natural. Even I say use these oils as your perfumes. They're fantastic,
Right.
of course. And so many of the most expensive perfumes are made from these essential oils. But here you can
Right.
use them for yourself. You can make your own personal perfume, and use it like a way of life. And it's very simple to use. Yeah.
Right. So a small question, a personal question here. Itr, which we see being rubbed on the skin, is it also a part of what we are talking about?
Yeah. Now, itra is the part, but it is the crude form. The crude
Okay.
form, where now this is a distilled form. When you take the oil, the essential oil,
Mhm.
it is a distilled form. So they distill
Okay.
these oils and then use it. So if you take this ether, and that's why it is so very strong. So then you'll have to again distill it, and then you go through with
That-
it again.
I
So
see.
that's
I see. I think just like our audience would be believing, it is also a very educational conversation that I'm having. So thank you for sharing this opening this new line of understanding for me about aromatherapy and the essentiality of essential oils, basically. So yeah, I think moving on to a little more apart from your professional achievements and accomplishments, I think I have lost your video. Okay, it just came back. Yeah.
yeah.
So,
Okay. Thank you. Yeah.
yes. So, moving on, I have heard that you have a passion for activities like golf, yoga, Kathak dance. How do these pursuits contribute to the overall well being and your creativity as a leader of such a multifaceted organization?
Yeah. So yes, we like I do have yoga. Of course, is very very important to me, and yoga is something that's really kept me going, and it works like I always believe it works inside out, and so it gives you that meditation, gives you the centering, which help you to go through your day. The other thing, of course, is kata. I found I took up Kathak quite late, of course, not when I was a kid, but much older after I got married and had a kid. And
Okay.
the reason for this was that it really helps you to coordinate and concentrate, and which is very important. That you need to concentrate, you need to coordinate, and
Right.
it's also a wonderful form of exercise that there is. So and it again it really helped me to, again, it works on my work, it works on the whole way I go through, because everything is, you just need to be with it. And of course, golf golf is another important thing. Now you'll find all these things that I take, they all have to work on quieting your mind, and it's a meditative sort of thing. Now yoga
Hmm.
again is meditative if you in the morning. Dancing is again, Kathak is meditative, because
I think we have lost Dr.
relax
Blossom's
to play a
connection.
good game of golf.
Ma'am, we just lost the last segment about golf that you were narrating. I mean, your video
There was
just went
something
off.
going on.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think it has improved now.
Oh, now it's okay. Yeah.
Yes, yes,
Now golf. Yeah. Now, golf again is something that you have to be relaxed. If you're not relaxed and you will hit it, everything will go wrong. You have to have
correct.
relaxed, you have to have that wonderful relaxed swing that you need,
Mm-hmm.
for golf. So that is again something that I really love. And the new one that I've added is drumming. That is the
Ah,
djembe, because that is
right.
something that really keeps you going. And again, it is a wonderful, it's really makes you work well. So that is the things that I've had. So I do golf, and I do and Kathak, and then of course yoga is every day, and drumming is
Hmm.
again once a week. I really love the drumming.
So I think you're doing a mix of a lot of, I would say, meditative slash cathartic exercise altogether. So I think drumming is
That's
all going full blow and using an energy, and then the rest of it is a lot of resilience, a lot of patience that you
yeah,
learn the craft of that particular sport.
yeah.
So I think really building on that, you're such a successful businesswoman. What advice would you like to give to aspiring entrepreneurs, and especially to those who are in the need and the feel to enter the wellness and the beauty industry?
Now, one thing I would always tell all entrepreneurs, you have to have a passion for whatever you want to do. You know, if you don't have that passion, you don't have that thing, that is one. The other, you've got to like people and you've got to want to do something for them. Because then it's going to, like for me, it was to make a person look beautiful, to make a
Right.
person look, so that is something. So passion is important, that is important, and you've got to keep on at whatever you want to do. Visal, so don't give up. Don't give up. Always we'll find that when we come to the last bit, we give up. But that is, and then maybe that was just that other step that's going to get you to success.
Right.
So you just can't give up. So these are the three bits I love to give to them, because this is very important. And enjoy it. Whatever you're doing, just enjoy whatever you're doing. So that's
Right.
going to make.
I must say I'm really inspired by your passion and the confidence that you're spreading across on this call. I am just inspired and impressed. So
Thank
yeah.
you.
Yeah. So with a lifetime of achievements, as I have read, as you've already mentioned, what do you feel and consider is one of the proudest moments or accomplishments of your this career spread over 3 decades? The most accomplished and the most proud moment.
Accomplished and the most proud moment. One, of course, one when we did the Miss World. That was something which was very, very. We did the Miss World when it was held in India. I think in
Okay.
1984 or something like that, and
Okay.
that was something which was very. I was very, very proud of that, because we had all these 80 different beauties from all the countries, and we used that platform actually to launch our Aroma Magic products. So that was something that was very, very this for me when I started
I'm
that.
sure. I think
But otherwise,
all. Yeah. Yeah. Please. Please.
But but otherwise, I feel every day you are achieving something. Every day is by this, and I feel every little win you have to celebrate. That is another thing. Whatever happens, you must celebrate it, because if you celebrate it, it's going to bring you more success. Okay, there are two
Hmm.
mantras. One is thank you. Every day I have to say thank you, because that is very important. And I have to celebrate at the evening something. Every day we have a little thing that we have to celebrate.
That's a very commendable approach. I must say, a very commendable approach. Right.
Yeah.
Okay, moving on to one of our last questions, which is more on your philanthropical side. So, what are your views on CSR, and how do you usually engage in activities pertaining to the same?
Now, CSR is something very close to my heart,
Hmm.
actually. And women is, again, that is very important. And I've always had this for women, to educate them, and education. So I will have this thing, association, which is a foreign one, which is called Education for Life. It is from the Interquarter, where it is supposed to give them only hair education, but I don't stick to that. We give them hair, we give them how to, but what I stick to mostly is not just training them, but also
Hmm.
seeing that they get jobs or they become their own entrepreneurs, because I feel training these women to become their own entrepreneurs is really very good for them. The reason being is that they can't go out and work. They have to, I mean, especially when we go all over the villages and everything, they have to stay there, and they have to look after their husbands, their wives, their mother-in-laws, their father-in-law, and they can't work, they can't do what they want. So we help them to set up in their own place, whether they can, to do something like they can do a bridal makeup, they can do a mehndi, they can do a little work in their house, so that they can earn that money and bring it and help the economy. That is one. The other is, of course, kids, like I'm the ambassador for Can Kids Kids Can. That is the cancer to children and the cancer survivors. So I
Okay.
believe also we train these cancer survivors that are there. We help them in not just in money but in education. We help to groom them because they have to be going into jobs. We help to give them an education if they would like to go into our line, wellness or whatever they want. So this is the other. So the main things that we do, and of course, third is planting trees because I believe this environment needs so much of trees, and
Right.
it's because of no trees we have all these problems. So these are what I really go into for these
Right.
things.
I'm really impressed. I mean, getting the opportunity to have an interview with you and have this session of education is a very inspiring. I'm very impressed. So I think with this, I'd like to end our series of questions, and I hope our viewers
Okay.
found this as impressed and as inspiring as I found my conversation with you. So I appreciate Dr. Blossom for your spending time with us. And I hope this is just the start of our collaborations. I hope to engage with you on further platforms and do further activities with you. Did I miss out here? Can you hear me? Yes. Yeah, Dr. Blossom, I think your internet just dropped. Am I audible to you now?
Yeah, yeah. Thank you. Thank you so much. Yes, yeah, yes.
Yes, so I was saying, I'm sure the way that I am impressed and inspired by my educational conversation with you, our viewers and audience will also be inspired. And I hope this is just a start. Let's just try to keep you engaged and pick more brain of yours and see more areas of collaboration that we can partner in. So we at Voice of Healthcare thank you for your participation and sparing your time and educating us as well as our audience here. So
Thank you.
we
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Nishant. Wonderful it was, and definitely I would love to come. Thank you so much.
All right. You have a good day, please. Thank you.
Same to you. Bye.